Sustainable architecture, marrying form and function in harmony with nature, fostering spaces that endure and inspire. Hello, everyone. I'm your host, Dalvinder Kaur from Lovely Professional University. Get ready to dive into today's topic, that is Introduction to Sustainable Architecture. Before we proceed further, allow me to introduce the experts of the day. Mr. Mostafizur Rahman, Associate Professor, Lovely School of Architecture and Design, LPU, with over 8 years of diverse experience in housing, urban design, and industrial area planning. Currently pursuing a PhD in architecture, his passion lies in planning for inclusive cities, making this webinar must attend for anyone interested in the future of urban environments. So now, I would like to introduce admission nominee also in this webinar, Mr. Mohammad Saeed, CP, working as senior officer in LPU with over 5 years of experience in the field of career counseling and guidance. He assists 1,000+ students in navigating their career path and providing support to help them achieve their career goals. Before we proceed further in today's session, I would like to request everyone for any questions, you can write in the chat box or in the Q&A box, and same will be addressed from my side in the end of this webinar. And now I hand over the things to Mr. Rahman, and it would be an absolute delight to listen from him. Over to you, sir.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for the great opportunity. This session is going to bring a crux of all the sustainability that we do practice in architecture design. Let me share the screen for better understanding. This session is going to be very much brief about the sustainable architecture. Sustainable architecture is the requirement of current environmental situation. Architecture serves the building and built environment. All over the world, there is a requirement of tremendous built environment, be it the infrastructure, road, rail, buildings, be it the habitable environments, such as the houses or the communities or neighborhood, apartments, group housing, etc. So all over we can see construction and a lot of construction in which architecture plays important role in the construction sector, where if we take care of, or the while doing the construction, if we don't take care of the sustainability or don't take care of the environment, then there are going to be tremendous problems for the environment in the future. So for understanding the sustainability, there is this small part in sustainability, that is sustainable architecture. If we see the definition of sustainable architecture, design and construction practices that we do, every time when we do construction, there is a design process. Design process start, and then there is a construction happens. So client comes to architect, the discussion happens, then there is a conceptualization, then designing process happens, and then during the design process only the features of sustainability are taken care of, and then the working drawings are prepared, and then construction working drawings are sent to the construction site for making the buildings. So that is one process. So instead of taking care of sustainable features during the construction, we try to take care of those features during the design phase itself. So design phase is the very crucial phase. So design and construction practices that minimize environmental impact while enhancing occupant well-being and reducing resource consumption. So we generally look into the impact that is going to happen due to the construction, where any type of construction, whether we keep a brick on the land, on the ground, then that can be a part of construction, and that can start impacting the ecosystem. There can be change in the soil pattern. There can be change in the there can be cutting of trees, which can have thousands and lakhs of ecosystem into it, which can change the water flows, which can change the underground water system, which can change the local environment, which can change the pathways of different animal. So we need to take care of those things while doing the design, and that is what sustainable architecture is. So if we look into the sustainable principles of architecture, there are certain principles that we need to look into. Like every engineers, they do look into these things, and these are some basic things. That is, one is the energy efficiency, very important in architecture. Energy efficiency, then site selection and design. Um, there is a trick into it, whether when we architects or the architecture students generally start with the architecture design, they generally get the architecture sites for them, or clients are ready with the sites. But it happens sometime when companies or big companies or government try to decide whether to put the railway station, whether to put the airport, whether to locate the central secretariat, whether to locate where to locate mini secretariat, where to locate the central part of the city. So all those things, or building, which part is suitable for making a mall, which part is suitable for making a bus terminus. So all those things are related to site selection, and then site design is another thing. So there also comes the sustainability as a part. Then there comes the adaptability and resilience. Adaptability means a building nowadays are not just simple buildings. They are made for multiple purposes. Not a single building are used for a single purpose. It can be a house with a lower floor having a shop. It can be educational building. It can be an educational building having evening time as a coaching center, and there can be a convention center. There can be conferences going on. There can be tuition coaching going on. So it can be multiple functions that can happen into one building, and then how those buildings are more and more adaptive to it, and how those activities are resilient to the building. So that is one aspect of looking into the principles of sustainable design. Another thing is the life cycle assessment and performance. The main thing that in life cycle assessment is buildings generally are designed, then built, and then it goes into different life part. Like it becomes used, it becomes old, maintenance happens, and then there is a possibility that it has to be broken down because it will be more and more dilapidated, or there is a possibility of using it in a different way. So that's how the life cycle assessments are done, and then ultimately the performance are decided, whether the building is going to last long, whether the buildings are going to use lots of energy, or building material is going to be reused or not used. So those are things which we look into principles of sustainable architecture. And we do practice these things in our design studios, where our students practice all the things in part by part in every design studio. And we take care of all those things into almost 10 design studios, which are there throughout the 5-year course. That is very important in architecture courses. Um, Talking about, I am going to briefly talk about the energy efficiency and some other. So in this part of the presentations, I'm going to talk about the energy efficiency and site selection and design, because that's more related to architecture. So energy efficiency In architecture, we talk about the passive design, something which is active and something which is passive. Active design are something which are like we have to deal with the changes or comfort level of the human being through different mechanical means. But passive design is something which we can take it from free from the environment. So passive design are like when we look into the building and turn our building in a very suitable direction. So I'll give you a thumb rule. If you locate your building less towards the south, more provide some shading towards the south, the thinner portion of the building towards the east and west, and wider portion of the building towards the south and north, then your building will consume lot of less energy than what it used to be designed if it is having more and more eastern and western side wide opening. But this is more and more applicable into the plain areas, but not towards the hilly region. Hilly region, there is a different scenario, and that is a different design process which happens. Now, orientation of the building, that's why we do some calculations regarding the building orientation, and we decide which part of the building require more sunlight, which part of the building require less heat, again, and which part of the building require more indirect light. For example, I'll give you one indirect light situation is like the reading areas are like indirect light situations. And then shading, southern portion and eastern and western portion require a long, southern portion require a smaller or a narrow shading, but the eastern and western part of the building require wider shading. So those wider shading require more because the when the sun goes towards the east or sun goes towards the west, they are at a lower altitude. So that's why it can penetrate towards your room. So which can generate more and more heat into your room. So more heat, then more possibility of the air to consume or to hold water vapor, which can increase the humidity inside the room. So if you want to reduce the humidity, you have to reduce the heat gain into the room. That is one very important thing. So that another thing which is very important is understanding that how to reduce the energy efficiency, how to increase the energy efficiency is like natural ventilation. Natural ventilation happens through cross ventilation. Very good thumb rule is that you provide alternate walls. If there is one wall which is located at the adjacent to another wall, there should be cross ventilation of the some one wall should have window, another wall should have window, then there will be cross ventilation. The main reason behind placing windows at the adjacent wall is mainly because the air volume that it has to pass through is less. So it is very easy to do that natural ventilation through that way. Then there is this thermal mass. Thermal mass is something which is like more the width of the wall, then more the thermal mass. So sometime earlier it used to happen, the walls were made of stone. So stone is having the highest thermal mass. So it's gain the heat in a very slow manner, and it releases the heat in a very slow manner. So when stone gains the heat, by the time it gains the heat, this sun goes down, and at the night when it is a little bit colder, it slowly releases the heat. So that is what is called thermal mass. And nowadays walls are very thinner. What happens? It gains heat very quickly. So the room inside the wall become very heated, and then you have to use air conditioning. So that is very difficult, and energy consumption increases a lot. Then there is this building envelope. In building envelope is something like windows and the ceiling of the windows and insulation, right? So insulation happens. Suppose there is this wall, one brick, another brick, and there is this thermocol inside it. So if there is a thermocol inside it, or there is an air gap inside the wall, so what happens that the heat gain towards the outer face of the wall become it cannot be transferred into the inner face of the wall. So the chances of gaining heat becomes less. So the internal air becomes less heated. So the energy requirement for air conditioning becomes less. So that is one way. Another is the air sealing or high performance window, where you provide rubber beading. Nowadays, all the windows have that kind of a thing, which do not allow internal air to go out, or until and unless you open the window. So internal air to go out and external air to come in. So that is how you can do a very good control of the air conditioning system. Talking about the air conditioning system, similarly, there is this HVAC system, heating, ventilation, air conditioning, where we do air conditioning of the whole lot of floor, big floor, or the big building, or the whole total building. So the main thing that we can talk about is while designing, we think about is the zoning system. That means we divide the building into different zones, because some zones require more air conditioning, some zones require lesser air conditioning, some zones require a frequent air ventilation system, some zones require lesser air ventilation system, or that is called air change system, which we do control with VAB boxes. Their volume air controlling boxes are there. So we also do heat recovery system. That means if there is a cooling system is there, so we try to capture the cool air again and again, circulate them same way by filtering them, or heat is there, then again and again capturing the heat and circulating it through different channels. So that is one way of dealing the energy efficiency. Another thing, so everything we do talk all these things are mainly what we do are design through work on the design process first. Now, while doing these things in design process, we actually save lot of things that cannot be done if there is a already constructed building is there. Then it becomes very difficult to implement those things. Then there is this one part of energy efficiency that comes into picture is the lighting. Lighting and HVAC are the most energy consuming content in the green building rating system. So lighting is very important. So this daylighting, one thing that we consider is the daylighting. Daylighting is that we try to harness more and more daylight into more and more deeper into the building. So through skylight, through designing of the corridors, through designing of the courtyard, and through orientation of the building. And then there are LED, CFL lighting control, and then lighting control system. Lighting control system are like mobile app system. So whenever there is a automation, there is this automation system which actually work on suppose there is no occupancy into any room, then automation will actually switch off the light. And if there is an occupancy, then that kind of light control will actually switch on. Another thing is that through mobile app, you can do controlling of the lighting, whether there can be a reduction, or whether there is high energy usages. So all those data will be there available with you. Then this one more energy thing is that there's renewable energy. Everyone knows about it, solar power and wind power. So nowadays there is this on-grid power system is there. So if you want to apply solar power panel systems into your roof, then you just connect it to the on-grid system. You don't have to use batteries. So the lesser energy you use, more you produce, you will get the money back from the companies that are producing it. Second, another thing is the energy monitoring system that I already talked about, like light monitoring system. Similarly, there is this energy monitoring system. So that also gives you very good monitoring system. Where is the more energy consumption is there? Then we have to control the energy. Then that is what happens in the energy control system. Coming to after the energy efficiency, all those are comes into our design part. Then we also talk about the site selection and site design. What what we talk about the site selection and site design, when there is a bigger site, when there is a smaller site, we generally see the where to put the building, which direction to put the building, where should we put landscaping, where should we put the pool, or where should the car vehicular parking system should be provided. So all those things we generally look into through the site analysis. So in our design thing, that is this one thing that is called site analysis. We do site analysis through different methods, and there are some software also. So those climatology analysis are done through the softwares. So some 3D softwares like Google SketchUp is very important tool, which actually can be used to understand the site and building orientations. Then environmental sustainability and urban context are also understood. Where is the traffic coming from? Where is the traffic going to? Whether there is a high noise, whether there is a heat reflection from other buildings, whether there is a infrastructure movement to on the road system. So all those things are understood in the site analysis system. Then regulatory and policy considerations we do. Generally in site, if we go to, let's say for example, Chandigarh is there. So if you want to buy some plot, then the Chandigarh municipality will provide you with the plot and the zoning plan. The zoning plan will be cross-marked where you can make your building, and the rest of the area where there is a setback and front setback, rear setback, and gate locations, etc., will be already mentioned. So there is a already very established method, and also there will be method written guidelines that floor area ratio will be this much, ground coverage will be this much. So all those things will be mentioned in the zoning plan. So that is a very good thing that are being practiced in Chandigarh Municipal Corporation or Chandigarh UT, any development authority in Union Territory of Chandigarh, you can see, or Tri-City, you can see this practice. That's very good. And so regulatory frameworks generally talk about the local regulations like setback, then ground coverage, maximum height FAR, floor space index, and then how much to be the overhang, how much to be the window, what should be the height, what should be the corridor, how much car space to be provided, how much front setback to be provided, all those things. Also, there are regulations related to fire. If there is the building is of industrial use, if the building is of commercial use, what kind of fire regulations to be provided. So all those things are there. Then there is this green building regulations like what is the use of air conditioning, what amount of energy is used, what is the use of a lighting system, what amount of energy is used. So all those things are calculated, and on the basis of that, green building rating systems are provided. So government provides some kind of a subsidy to green building rating system. Coming to my last segment, which is about the site selection, is the case study. One of the very important component of architecture study is the case study. We do case study a lot. We understand contemporary architecture throughout the world, historical architecture throughout the world related to those kind of a building which are to be built. So if there is a client which is telling us to make a building which is related to the European architecture or Islamic architecture or Buddhist architecture, or something which is related to South Indian temple architecture or Odia architecture or Maharashtra style of architecture or Rajasthani architecture or Assamese architecture or Himachali architecture, whichever it is, the first task of an architect becomes, after the site selection and site analysis, is the doing the case study. Case study provides us knowledge and the exposure. We go for we do foreign case studies also. If it is not possible feasibly, we try to do those case studies through different magazines or the already available. So Arch Daily is very good magazine. That is, you can do subscribe this Arch Daily. Very wonderful magazine. It will enlighten your architectural zeal. And this DGen, then Arc H20. So all those magazines are some of the magazines which you can actually subscribe free of cost. It is free of cost. To subscription is free of cost. So they provide a good amount of understanding on the latest architectural styles. Which is currently going on is the minimalism. Minimalism is kind of an architecture which actually suits the sustainability. It is related to less and less material usage, and more and more towards the sustainable architecture. So that is one thing. Then the last part that comes after the case study is the conceptualization or design process. So the site selection, the in energy conservation, and then the case studies all makes the puzzle of architects are generally good in making puzzle solving. They have layers of puzzles. One is the site puzzle. There are problems in the site. There are good things in the site. There is a requirement problem. There are requirement from the commercial, requirement from the residential. There are different kind of a requirement that can come into the building, and all the requirement. If we talk about the house will have husband, wife, children, grandparents. So all will have different requirements. So all have the collective. We architects have to collectively solve that puzzle. Then there is this puzzle of energy consumption. Then there is this puzzle of material usage. So some portion of the some portion of the building usage use material which are very much stronger. Some portion of the building uses material which are aesthetically pleasing. Some portion of the building which use a material which is durable, like roof, right? So they make all total makes a puzzle, and that is what concept comes up. So in, like you can see here, different concepts, different layer of concepts are keep on adding up, and then when they add up, they start making the building and make the form of the building. And that is what sustainable architecture design is in totality. So I hope you have understood that what is the process of architecture that goes through, and architecture design that goes through producing sustainable architecture or sustainable building. And this is going to be this process are taught all over India, all over the world, to make the buildings more and more sustainable. And architects take care of their architects really understand the environment, local environment, whether it is a collective environment, everything. Architects do understand that thing, and our students also very much understand this process. So in the first year, they go through the small house projects. Then in second year, they come to the commercial projects. And then in third year, they comes to the bigger projects like group housing projects or urban design projects. In the fourth year, they come into the infrastructure related projects like railway station, bus terminus, metro stations. Right now, they are doing metro station. My students are doing metro stations. So they are also looking into how can metro station be more and more sustainable, and in terms of material usage, in terms of the air conditioning usage, lighting usage, like that. So I hope you have understood those all things. Thank you so much for giving me time. Thank you so much, ma'am. If the audience have any questions, please may ask.
Thank you so much, Mr. Rahman. So it was wonderful delight for discuss on principles of sustainable architecture, energy efficiency, site selection and design, and many more. Now I would request to the admission nominee, Mr. Mohammad Saeed, to be on the screen. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. And first, I would like to thank Dalvinder ma'am and Rahman sir. Your session was really good, and there are a lot of insights you have given to the students.
Yes,
And I
really.
will share my screen.
Yes, sir, screen is visible. You can continue.
Sure. Thank you. Thank you so much. So first of all, before starting session, I would like to give you some ideas, like, what the points I'm going to discuss over here. First of all, about the universities, rankings, and accreditations, and what the facilities we provide to students. Like, once you join here, other than your academics, what kind of facilities you can experience in the campus and all these things. And along with that, what is the procedure to join in LPU? Like, how you can apply, what kind of scholarships you can get, what are the facilities we provide? All these things we can discuss over here. First of all, I would like to start with the accreditations of the university. We are NAC A++ university. Within the first cycle itself, we got the 3.68 score out of 4. And this is the highest in the first cycle in among all the government and private universities. And also we are accredited with the other outer agencies like UGC approved, and we are approved with the National Council of Teachers Education, and we are ACBSP approved for the management programs also. And the most important things we have approval of Council of Architecture, which is relevant. We are discussing with the architecture programs right now, so it's very relevant over here. So we are approved with the COA also, and we have approvals of PCI, which means Pharmacy Council of India. Okay, then we have approval of Institute of Town Planners India. So we have approved with some other bodies also, which means ICT for the ODL or distance education online education programs. And we are also member of Association of Indian Universities, AIU, and International Association of Universities also. And we are also a member of Indian Engineers Association and Association of Commonwealth Universities, ACU, UK also. And we talk about other things like, we are into the rankings also, like we are into the second rankings in URI ranking, we are into the second, which means the World Universities Real Impact ranking. And in this ranking, you can see, we are into the, Ivy League institutions, same rankings also. You can see the MIT, Harvard University, and Oxford University, and Cambridge. So they are also into the same ranking. So we are also, taking place, among with them. So in this, you can understand the standard of the university and, education, what we are providing to the students. And same time, we are to the Atal rankings also, and Atal rankings of institution of innovations and achievements. So we are in the third ranking among universities, other universities and deemed universities. And one of the important things I would like to share with you, other than the accreditations and rankings, we are very good into the extracurricular activities also. Recently, our universities won the championship in the 37th National Inter-University Youth Festival. So we won the trophy over there. So that's the one achievement. You can see the what is the importance we are giving for the extracurricular activities also. And you can see over here our students won medals in the Olympics also. So it's given history of the history of the nation also. Like we won gold, we won silver, and we won 2 bronze medals also. So you can understand how much importance university is providing for the extracurricular activities, especially in the creative side and sports side also. And we won Maulana Abdul Kalam Azad Sports Trophy in 2023, and so you can see the members, those who won the medals. So one picture is always, familiar for us, Neeraj Chopra. So other members also, they have also won that, medals in different events, like different games in their respective field. And this is during 19th Asian Games. And again, you have seen the Neeraj Chopra over here, and other athletes, those who won the medals in boxing and wrestling and other events also, you can see over here. And other thing I would like to share with you, the exposure which you can get over here. So exposure means, you can interact with the different expertise from the different areas. They used to visit our campus, maybe, celebrities or experts in the different areas. They used to come to the campus, they have a discussion with the students. So this can have a, insight for the students. They can get a knowledge from this expertise, and it will create you more exposure. So I will share some few of the, expertise or celebrities pictures over here, so you can understand from this. This is Hamid Karzai. First one we have seen Dalai Lama, then Hamid Karzai, previous president of Afghanistan, Arun Jaitley, the Shah Rukh Khan, MS Dhoni. So these kind of interactions will give you some idea about how they're successful in their life, what they have done, to get this success. So these kind of things you can get to know about to know from them, and you can have a better exposure also. Now, I would like to share some, infrastructure details about the university. This is the auditorium inside the university. So like around 2000 plus students can, accommodate in the single place. This is a Mac lab, a library. So here, this is a wonderful library. You can get a lot of books over here, and it's almost all the books are available over here. So you can, increase your knowledge also. This is the mall available inside the campus. We call it as Unimall. So you can see some pictures inside the Unimall. So we have all the things inside the campus, like you can get all the, each and everything inside the campus which is available. Grocery shops or shopping mall. And gym facilities also very, very much available over here. Like, already you have seen that we have how much importance university is providing for the extracurricular activities. So gym facilities also available inside the campus. Indoor stadium is available and gaming areas are available. And we provide hospital facility also inside the campus. We have a hospital inside the campus. You need hospital over there. You can get the, facility. You can get the facilities of, all the facilities are available. Doctors are available and pharmacy facilities are available. And one point I would like to add here, in the previous session, Sarah was talking about the energy, renewable energy and all these things. So universities equipped with solar energy. So you can see, almost all the top of all the buildings, we are equipped with solar panels and we are running with renewable energy. This is one of the picture of the campus, greenery. It's a nice night vision of the campus. It's one of the beautiful scene over here. Yeah, already I have mentioned we do have indoor stadiums and all these things. So students can get the facilities of indoor stadium and shooting range, swimming pool, and all these things are available inside indoor stadium. This is an international standard swimming pool. So those who are into the same field or those who would like to get access this facility, it's available inside the campus. Fine. So we can go live. We can see some important things, which is how to apply in LPU, how you can start the application, what kind of scholarships you can get, what is the procedure, eligibility, all these informations we can check. Yes. So now we can check about how to apply for the admission procedures in university, how to apply for the scholarships and all these things. First of all, you have to visit university's website. That's lpu.in. So this is the URL, lpu.in. Once you type on it, this is the first landing page over here. So over here, you can see a lot of options about the university, academics, campus life, placements, research. You can see all the information about the institution from here. And if you want to talk to someone from our team, which means our counselors, you can schedule a call over here or you can chat with us and you can see campus tour also. You can visit our campus, virtual tour also available, and help you in your town, which means if you are not from Punjab and you want to have a personal discussion or a face-to-face discussion from any of our counselors, we can check, with LPU in your town. Over there, you can see the counseling officers, which is available in all over India. You can go and visit the counselors near to you and you can have a direct interaction with them also. And now you can check with how to apply and eligibility criteria. First of all, you can click on admissions. Over there, you can see programs after 12th or programs after graduation and all these things. So now we can check with the programs after graduation. So you click on it. Then you can see the streams are available, the domains are available over under programs after 12th. Then you can click on architecture. Then you can see architecture program. Then you can see the eligibility criteria. What is the eligibility criteria and all these things? What is the entrance examination is required? That's NATA, which is already known to us. And what is the important subjects and minimum percentage of marks required? All these things are mentioned in the website. Then placement informations are available. Then rankings and accreditations. Then if you're applying for the LP-NEST examination, once you applied for the LP-NEST examination, you can get sample question papers, syllabus, and each and everything from here. And you can get to know the nearby city, test city available to you. Then you can understand the foundation and core courses, then specialization, industrial interface. All these informations are available. And we do provide each and every semester syllabus also on the website that you can explore from here. And elective pathways also available. Then this is the fee structure. So this is the basic fees of the university. Then you can get a scholarships also up to 50%. And obviously to getting this 50% scholarships, you have to you have to qualify some entrance examinations, or you have to meet some eligibility criteria. Then only you will be eligible to get these scholarships. So getting the scholarship, what is the criteria of getting scholarship? First one is based on your percentage of in the qualifying examination. Qualifying examination means 12%. Based on that, you can get the scholarships. And other than that, you can get a scholarship based on the LP-NEST examinations, or else through the CUET, or else the NATA, which is the national, architecture national level entrance examination. Based on all these entrance examination, you can get scholarships. But for that, there will be some basic cutoffs. If you crack these cutoff marks, then you will be eligible for the scholarships. Other thing is the special scholarships. Scholarship based on the innovation, startups, and entrepreneurship programs. We are providing scholarships based on these criteria also. And we do provide financial aids also for the eligible candidates. And these are the important dates. I would like to let you know one thing. Today is the last date for the phase 1 scholarship. And if those are seeing this, webinar, if you are looking for the admissions in LPU, and kindly go and apply today itself, then only you can secure maximum scholarship in the university. So kindly, if you are interested, kindly apply today itself. And how you can apply for this entrance examination university, in the top of here itself, you can see apply now options. Once you click over here, can give your basic informations like name, gender, email ID, and state, and it will direct you to the dashboard of your LPU-NEST examination or university's dashboard. Over there, you can give your basic information, general information, academic information, and all these things. Then you can submit your application. And for the boys, it's 1,000 rupees for the applications, and girls, it's 500 rupees. But for the architecture students, the LP-NEST examination is not mandatory for the eligibility part. But if you are looking for the more scholarships, you can apply the LP-NEST examination. Otherwise, NATA is the mandatory subjects to NATA is the mandatory examination. Already I have shown you in the eligibility part. So this from my side. Thank you so much for this opportunity. Thank you, Dalvinder ma'am. And now it's you can give the remaining information.
Thank
if
you so
anyone
much.
any kind of confusion, they can ask to me regarding the admission procedures.
Yeah, let me take the questions from our participants. Can we take questions, Mr. Rahman and Mr. Saeed? So now let's take the questions. Thanks for giving me a chance to address your questions. Now let's start with question number first. Gurpreet is asking here, what are some key principles of sustainable architecture that promote energy efficiency and resource conversion? Mr. Rahman, can you please take this question?
The Sustainable architecture that we recently talked about, mainly there are different stages and different disciplines which we take into counter. One discipline is the architecture discipline. In construction of the building, architects play important role in designing the buildings. And during the executions, and there comes the roles of engineers and mechanical engineer, electrical engineer a lot. But during the design part, we take care of the sustainable architecture in terms of dealing with the site planning, then building design, and making the services drawings, and drawing requirement like the 3D and elevations, all those things. We look into every aspect of sustainable architecture and planning into bringing those aspects into the building through these processes.
Thank you so much, Mr. Rahman. Gaganpreet Singh is asking, how can sustainable architecture contribute to mitigating climate change?
Maximum part of world is like every urban area, if you go, most of the buildings are most of the area are covered with buildings. So in totality, if we say lump sum average, 25% or 20% of the area of an urban area of a city is covered with buildings. So number of buildings are more than car and vehicles. They produce a lot of, they consume energy. They after the demolition, during the construction, they require material, they produce a lot of waste. So all those things can be managed, and through planning, proper planning and designing, and doing this is called sustainable architecture.
Thank you so much, Mr. Rahman. Megha is asking here, do LPU provide residential facilities, Mr. Saeed?
Yes, ma'am, we do provide essential facilities. Like we have separate essential facilities for boys and girls, like around 24,000 students can accommodate inside the campus. So like it's too big, essential facilities are too big, and we have all the facilities inside the, residential, each and every basic facilities are available at the bus.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mr. Rahman and Mr. Saeed. As we come to the end of this webinar, I want to express my deepest gratitude to our experts for sharing their valuable insights and expertise with us. Your presence, enthusiasm, and active participation have made this experience truly special. Hopefully, the attendees found this webinar to be valuable and will be able to utilize the information for better decision-making regarding their admissions. If anyone wants to access this webinar, they can visit our website, that is lpu.in, and can be accessed on YouTube also. Stay connected with us for future webinars. Until we meet again, with the permission of my seniors, I would be signing off this webinar. Take care and goodbye. Have a nice day.